We begin in Akron, where a grand jury today began hearing evidence in the Jayland Walker police shooting.
And in the 9 months since Walker was shot and killed, much has changed in downtown Akron, where right now businesses are preparing for what could happen next.
Neil Fisher revisits what has happened since that shooting and what's going on now in downtown Akron.
Tonight, 9 months after Jayland Walker was shot and killed by police, windows are being boarded up in downtown Akron. Concrete barriers are being moved throughout the city, and fencing is up around the courthouse.
When it comes to safety, that's a whole different story, and we'll have to approach, the coming weeks, or next week, this week, next week, based on whatever the pulse is.
In June, Walker was hit by 46 bullets as Akron police fired more than 90 rounds. This after police say Walker fired a gun during a police chase. The Ohio BCI investigation has ended. Now the grand jury will look at the facts of the case to determine whether charges will be filed.
We really need to pray for the people that are making these decisions. These are really big decisions. I certainly wouldn't want to be in their shoes.
After Walker was killed, protests 4th of July weekend were peaceful during the day, but tensions rose after nightfall when police dispersed tear gas canisters into the crowd in front of the Justice Center. Some businesses remained closed, but Ed Sutter, owner of Eddie's Cheesesteaks and Grill, came back to work the next day.
We definitely saw a downtick in business right after the events transpired last year. Matter of fact, we were down 35%.
As the grand jury receives the investigation report into Walker's death, Sutter says business has hit an all-time high. Hopeful people see through the fences and barriers.
The reality is downtown Akron is safe, downtown Akron is clean, it's inviting, and right now it's at a point where it's critical as we move forward with rebuilding this downtown Akron.
Late this evening, the Walker family released this statement through their attorney, saying in part, "Today the family of Jayland Walker urges you to be mindful of how important it is that in America, everyone has equal access to justice and a fair process. They are not advocating for anything more than that. Unfortunately, this process is already stacked against them, but they will continue to fight for justice that they and Jayland deserve." This building behind me in downtown Akron was boarded up today. Construction crews told me that in July, all of the windows were smashed in when the protest turned violent. They're hoping to keep them intact this time around as more information into Jayland Walker's death is released. Reporting live in Akron, Neil Fisher, 3 News.
All right, Neil, thank you.